Hello. Thank you very much for joining me today. How you doing? Today I'm gonna crack the code on the English afternoon tea etiquette. Don't make these mistakes. God forbid I ever find myself in a situation, in Britain, and I'm having afternoon tea. And I need to know the etiquette just in case I find myself in that kind of situation. You never know what could happen. In fact, I hope to find myself in that situation one day. So, what's the etiquette? I know that I happen to have a fork here. I know, you put the fork like that. But I don't think there's any forks. Well, maybe there are. Are there forks at tea time? Did I say go check out English Cream TV? I like the name of that channel. Wow. Yeah, check them out, link down below.
Hello, I'm Jane Mallion from the English Cream Tea Company.
Oh, wow.
And I thought I'd cover today the top 10 tips on etiquette when you're enjoying your English cream tea. You never know, you might get invited to have tea with the Queen.
You put cream in the tea? I've never done that.
I want to know how it's done really properly.
I mean, I've only had tea maybe like 5 or 6 times in my life. And I never put cream in it, just like sugar and sometimes honey.
Well, the first tip I'm going to cover is just about the napkin. And it is a napkin in this instance, and you're going to have it in half with the fold towards you on your lap. Tip number 1.
Oh my gosh, you even gotta have the fold toward you? Why are there so many rules? See, just even remembering to put it in my lap should be enough.
Tip number 2 is going to be about pouring your tea if you get to pour it yourself. Real tea leaves do give the very best flavour.
Are those crumpets? I was actually trying to find a video about crumpets, like tea and crumpets, because I don't even know what a crumpet is. That looks like a biscuit. I know you guys have biscuits and tea, but your biscuits are cookies. That looks like an American biscuit.
But then you're going to need some sort of strainer. My teapot's actually got a strainer inside it. If you're with other people, offer to pour theirs first. If it's yours,
that's polite.
Tea first, milk second is the done thing. But I'm going to have mine black.
Oh, wow.
The third tip.
She works for the English Cream Tea Company and she's going to have her tea black?
Is about how you get the tea into your mouth. Not as simple as it sounds.
What? I thought, oh man, even that part's not simple, huh?
Because do you pick up the saucer and the cup, or just the cup alone? Well, I had to check this one myself, and I checked with William Hanson, who's an etiquette expert, and my pal Miss Souffle, and they know a thing or two. And
I'm going to say you pick both up. You hold it beneath it to, God forbid you drip any tea. You catch it. Maybe?
They reminded me that the answer to whether you pick up the cup and saucer lies in the height of the table. I'm at a low table right now, so you must pick up both the cup and saucer, not just the cup alone. But if you're sitting at a higher table like this one, then it's all right to leave the saucer in place and drink your tea that way.
No little finger. SpongeBob was wrong.
On to the next tip, number 4. It's not a little finger out. We used to think that that was the posh way, but in fact, no, little finger in.
Oh, wow. All the common folks started putting their little finger out, and now that's like, you actually look chintzy doing that, huh?
Tip number 5 is about how to stir your tea. That sounds so obvious, but in fact, there's more to that than me.
I guess I can't complain because I'm the one looking up an etiquette video, but it's crazy. The amount of things I have to remember for this. Oh my gosh.
It's the eye. Actually, it's not a round and round movement, how we've all done in the past. The posh way is forward and back.
Oh, wow.
And that has to do with sugar cubes, which are probably still offered in the posh hotels. And if you go round and round, the cube just goes on a sort of vortex journey, but forward and back crushes it and does the job. And when you've stirred...
I'd like to see that actually like tested. I want 2 cups of tea, someone to put it next to each other and stir it both different ways and see which one dissolves first. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying I want to see the evidence because that's I don't know. What do y'all think? I'll believe it. I'll believe it. Okay, back and forward.
None of this. Spoon back down,
Heck no.
ready to then pick up your tea. The next tip, number
Elbows
6,
off the table.
is not to do this. No elbows on the table. A bit of leaning's not so bad. Best of all, though, hands on your lap when you're not using them. Tip number 7.
That's a scone. That's a scone, isn't it?
Is about the scone, the cream and the jam. And I've got a lovely plate here of plump scones ready to enjoy, freshly baked. Don't worry, I won't eat them all. But what you would do is
I would.
offer them round to everybody else first. Etiquette is actually all about politeness and looking after other people. So the first rule is how to open your scone. And what you don't do is turn it on its side and cut it.
Oh no.
No sawing
I wouldn't have known I had to open it.
action. I'm going to show you. You break your scone and it will kind of just prise apart like that.
What's kind of interesting is you would think that's like more, barbaric. You would think that's not the etiquette to rip it apart, but that's what you're supposed to do.
Yum, yum,
Wow.
yum. Tip number 8 is about the cream and jam. Now, apart from the controversy about do you do cream first or jam first, and the Cornish say cream second, if there are communal dishes to share with everybody else at the table, what you don't do is take the communal dish and then put it directly onto your scone from there. Where you put it is onto the side of your plate. So you'd put your portion there, and the same with the cream, and then from...
That makes sense, you know? You don't want that utensil, that communal utensil touching or even almost touching your scone.
there, you would load up your scone in the way you like best. Sometimes, though, you get given your
Load
own
it up.
individual cream and jam, and that makes it easier because there's no sharing, so you can do what you want.
Is cream butter?
Never do you pile your scone together and bite into it. That's not considered the best manners, so you leave it in your halves and eat it that way.
Oh, come on. She looked disappointed, and so am I. Come on. You gotta put it together. I feel like that's more fun.
And of course, the next tip is to enjoy your scone. This really is one of our greatest British traditions. It's something to be proud of. It's a lovely sharing food. It's great by the fireside in winter. It's fantastic in summer too. But I think that might be enough talking. I've just got to have a bite. Excuse me. Using my napkin to dab. Thank you very much.
Is it okay, like, to make those kind of noises? Like, oh. I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit, I don't know. I don't think I would make those noises.
Using my napkin to dab. Thank you very much.
I love fancy English people. Man. That's crazy. I would feel so fish out of water in that scenario. That's why I need to watch these videos. Haha, I love the way she laughed at the end. Yeah, me too. Simple and interesting. And she seems so sweet while explaining. Yes. Wow, one of the things I do miss about England is afternoon teas. I love taking my nan out, and I took her for an afternoon tea at Harron's. Unfortunately, there was a bomb scare. She was the last to leave the tea room saying, they didn't get me. Oh, sorry guys. I'm being dyslexic right now. They didn't get me during war. They won't get me now. That's pretty badass, Nan. That was a lot of fun. I feel very fancy right now, just even sitting here. You know, my elbows off the desk. I do enjoy that type of thing. It's very interesting. I'm gonna look more into that because I know you guys have a lot of etiquette with like cigars and stuff. I want to know more about that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. No, I won't. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.